They killed him on the Senate floor, stabbed him 23 times, left him bleeding at the feet of Pompey's statue. The conspirators thought that was the end. Caesar's dead, tyranny defeated, republic saved. But here is what they didn't understand. You can kill a man, but you can't kill what he represents. Because 15 years after Caesar died, Rome had an emperor. Not in name, Romans would never accept that, but in every way that mattered. And that emperor ruled using one weapon more powerful than any legion: Caesar's name. The conspirators didn't just fail to stop tyranny, they guaranteed it. Because the man they murdered became more powerful dead than he ever was alive. This is the story of how Julius Caesar, the person, became Caesar, the idea. How his name turned into a title that kings and emperors would fight over for 2,000 years. And how the republic he supposedly threatened died the moment they killed him. Rome never recovered, it just learned to call its kings something else. Let's talk about what Caesar actually left behind. When he died in 44 BC, Rome was the dominant power in the Mediterranean, wealthy, militarily unmatched, culturally influential. But politically, it was broken. The Senate, the supposedly noble institution the conspirators died trying to protect, was corrupt. Senators bought votes, bribed officials, manipulated elections. The Republic was a beautiful idea that had stopped working decades ago. Caesar saw that. He tried to fix it through land reform, extending citizenship, settling veterans, reducing Senate power. Were his methods perfect? No. Was he power-hungry? Absolutely. But he understood something the old guard refused to accept. The Republic, as they knew it, was dying. You either evolved or collapsed. The Senate chose collapse. When they murdered Caesar, they didn't restore anything. They just created a power vacuum, and power vacuums get filled usually by whoever's most ruthless. Enter Augustus. He spent 41 years ruling Rome, brought peace after a century of civil wars, expanded borders, built infrastructure, reformed taxes, created a professional standing army. The Pax Romana Roman peace lasted 200 years because of foundations Augustus built. But here is the thing, Augustus wouldn't exist without Caesar. Everything Augustus did, he did in Caesar's name. I'm Caesar's son, I'm continuing his work, I am honoring his legacy. He even kept Caesar as part of his name, Imperator Caesar Divi Filius Augustus. Commander Caesar, son of the divine, the revered. Yeah, divine, they literally declared Caesar a god after his death, built temples to him, made offerings. The man Brutus killed to prevent tyranny became a deity. But Caesar's influence didn't stop with Augustus. Every Roman emperor after Augustus took the title Caesar. It became synonymous with supreme power. Tiberius Caesar, Caligula Caesar, Nero Caesar, Trajan Caesar. For 500 years, Roman rulers called themselves Caesar, even though none of them were related to Julius. Then Rome split. The Western Empire fell in 476 AD. But the Eastern Roman Empire, what we call Byzantium, kept going for another 1,000 years. And their emperors, still calling themselves Caesar, in Greek Kaiser. Then other kingdoms started adopting it. The Holy Roman emperors used it. The Russian Tsars, Tsar literally comes from Caesar. The German Kaisers, same thing. Kings and emperors across Europe, for 1,500 years after Caesar died, were using his name to legitimize their power. Think about that. A man born in 100 BC had his name used by rulers into the 1900s. World War I ended in 1918. That's when the last Caesar, Kaiser Wilhelm II of Germany, abdicated. 2,000 years, 20 centuries, Caesar's name was synonymous with absolute power. All because of what he did in Rome, and what Rome became after he died. But here is the real legacy, the one that matters most. Caesar proved that the Republic was already dead. Brutus and Cassius thought they were saving it, but you can't save something that already rotted from the inside. The Senate was corrupt, the system was broken, the people were starving while aristocrats hoarded wealth and power. Caesar didn't destroy the Republic, he just exposed how hollow it had become. And when Augustus built the empire on Caesar's corpse, Romans didn't revolt, they didn't demand their republic back. They were relieved. Because empire, whatever you call it, brought stability, peace, order. The lesson: sometimes systems die because they deserve to, because they stopped serving the people they were supposed to protect. Caesar saw that, the Senate didn't. And history remembered who was right. So when you hear the name Caesar today, when you think about emperors and tyrants and absolute power, remember. He started as a man, ambitious, brilliant, ruthless, but still just a man. Then they killed him. And in trying to stop him, they made him eternal. His name became a title, his legacy became an empire, his memory became a god. The conspirators wanted to save the Republic. Instead, they created the world's most famous ghost. And that ghost conquered Rome more completely than Caesar ever could have alive. Brutus drove the dagger in, but Caesar had the last word. Always. Thank you for making it this far. Don't forget to like and subscribe and stick with us as we continue to unravel more stories like this.